Hey everyone, welcome back to Guest List, the show where I, Liz Crandall, a woman who is on no one's guest list, and sitting here, in fact, with a guest!
Yay!
Episode 2 in a row with a guest. I have friends. You've seen it. Today we have Cecilia with us. Introduce yourself for the camera.
Hi guys, my name's Cecilia. I feel like we only started being friends this year.
We're new friends.
But we met,
old colleagues.
Yeah, old colleagues. Liz and I met during the Newhouse NYC program, but previously, when I did an article including her about comedy on campus, because she's the comedy queen.
It was a killer article and not because I was interviewed.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate it. Thank you. My opinions are validated here in this safe. It's a safe space.
This is the Safe Space podcast.
That's what I've heard.
Daniel did not say that.
That's me. We're in the same year. I go to college. Newhouse.
Yeah. We're big Newhouse, whatever. It's like no biggie. It's like on top of the line, whatever, what have you. So this episode we have a big treat for you. There's not a list of topics. There's one topic, and the topic is Love Island. So grab your Diet Dr. Pepper, sit down, relax, and enjoy.
Rip it open.
Okay. Alright, top of the hour updates. We're outside again. Today's a bit windier, so the mic's probably picking some of that up. Again, you didn't sign up to be on like a high-end podcast viewer. That's not the experience. So again, cope. And then in other news, this episode's coming out late because the 4th of July is this weekend, and number one, no one's gonna watch my podcast on the 4th of July. That's not even patriotic. And then number two, I don't want to work this weekend, and I don't want to edit this weekend, so you'll see this next Friday. And which means that some of this stuff might be dated.
Yeah.
So we're also going to do hashtag predictions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then if I can clip those, that's clip farming.
We'll learn tonight what those.
Yeah, we're going to find out. And by find out, I mean I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning when I do my doom scroll.
Or I'll just text you.
Honestly, well, it's on Hulu, right?
No, it's on Peacock.
Oh my gosh!
I know, like the worst streaming service. Even though they have Wicked on Peacock.
No, Peacock has a bunch of really good stuff.
They have random like blockbusters.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue your top of the hour.
Oh yeah, that was really it. So this is gonna be the hashtag predictions episode. I couldn't be okay. Also, I should probably specify, I'm not actively watching Love Island. I'm just watching it through clips. Because it's all of that my For You page wants to show me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm up on game, but not really. So Cecilia today is our Love Island expert, and I am the pupil.
I will say I'm an expert on season 7. I started watching the last season simultaneously because I kept hearing that like people were saying this is not how Love Island normally runs, and I had a feeling like this is not how it normally is too. Because really, okay, so the preface of Love Island, it's supposed to start with 6 like single people, boys and girls, 6 each, and they're supposed to like find love, find connection. They're supposed to essentially find the love of their life. Like this is supposed to be a long-term relationship, not a situationship, not become an influencer. Like they're trying.
I see.
They're trying to find the love of their life. That's the intention that's supposed to be. Also, the Love Island USA is not the original show. It originated in the UK.
Yes.
Which I've seen clips of that, and it used to be a lot crazier. Like, just crazy shit would happen and stuff. Yeah. So I kind of makes me wanna watch the UK version because I feel like it's the original, and also like people are saying like you need to understand how it works. So I'm trying to understand how it works. But really, what we are seeing with this season is like this just shows like type of dating that's going on in our world now.
Oh, so do you think it like shows a greater shift culturally to what the modern? Oh, that's so interesting.
And I feel like there's just like a lot of bullying going on, not a lot of empathy, and then also just like in general, like these people aren't doing it for love. Like it's very like they're already like influencers in LA, or they're like
trying to get their 15 minutes
fucking
Yeah.
Ace with his TikTok live dancing. Have you seen that?
No.
So
oh, men dancing gives me the ick every time.
So one of the characters, Ace, who's actually one of the originals. Oh, basically, also I forgot to include that on the show. These 6 original people, like, they could get voted off, they could couple up, they can recouple, and basically how it works is, like, new people keep coming in.
Yes, the bombshells.
The bombshells to keep spicing things up, but also it allows for people to, like, test their connections. And at the end, whoever ends up, like, having the best connection, I think America votes, on who actually wins in the end, and who wins the $100,000.
Okay, and also the people from last season, season 6, aren't the winners like still together?
The winners are still together. One of them is actually, his name's Crandall.
Mm-hmm.
He's the younger brother of a football player.
Oh.
His name's Odell.
Wait, Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yes. Yeah. He's a
Wait,
brother.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s younger brother. You ever hear like
Yeah,
you ever hear like the one-handed catch?
No.
Or like if somebody does like and they'll be like OBJ.
I watched Love Island. I don't know.
Okay.
I know.
Odell Beckham Jr. was really good.
Yeah. So basically, I thought it was a very interesting pick for him to be on, but he didn't tell people that he was this football player's younger brother because he didn't want to be judged on that, which I think is so
good.
true. And there was like the challenge that they did because I'm watching season 6 actively.
To fill the space.
Yeah. Yeah, to fill the space essentially. And Crandall did this one challenge with he ends up with the original girl that he was coupled up with originally,
okay,
which is
that's kinda
very
sweet.
cute. Yeah. And I remember this one time, it was a challenge basically guessing how many times a person their body count and ghosts you and it's kind of very invasive stuff, but they do it for
Do you
the show.
think they lie?
Maybe. Probably.
Because I saw the clips from this season, and some of them were 3, and then some of them were 1,000.
I really don't know.
And
how do you test them? How do you lie detector test them?
Well, here's the thing, though. That's the beauty of the body count conversation. Is you always could be lying.
True.
There is really no way to know that ever for sure.
I know. I would hope that they're honest. But he
Yeah.
basically, for his, amount of times that he's ghosted, it was, I think, really up there, hundreds, thousands. But his justification was girls only talked to him or DM'd him because he was that football
OBJ's,
player.
little brother.
And
that
I was like,
sucks.
that's so sad. And then that was the first time I think that they learned that, who his brother was.
So low-key, though, the producers set him up to have to tell them that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no other reason
Yeah.
why, that would be important. It's, the amount of times I've been ghosted, but they knew. Because he probably, in their, preliminary interviews, was probably I've been ghosted a lot because of the fact that my brother's, one of the most notable names in football of the last 15 years.
I know. Because you have to, explain yourself after, they reveal stuff. But
That's
we
so
can
sad.
we can continue to this season.
Can I pause real quick? I
Yeah.
have so much anxiety that I'm not filming. It's
Check
not.
it, check it.
I'm gonna just check it real quick. Yep, perfectly fine.
going?
Okay, yeah, we're so
Yay!
lit. We're so lit.
So
We're so lit.
basically, what I'm here to be the Love Island expert for season 7 for Liz. So what is it that you would like to know?
So from what I've seen, I'm much more interested in the girl drama of it all, to be honest. Because, I don't know about you, I'm a very confrontational person. And I watch some of the stuff that goes down, at least, the clip stuff I see on TikTok in my, in my forever quest to never deal with my attention span problems. And I'm baffled by what they're allowed to get away with. So there's, one friend group, which is Shelly,
It's Shelly, Olandria, and
Sierra. And Sierra should get kicked off, right? That's the thing. She said a slur and she should be gone.
She should be gone.
Do you think they're gonna kick her off?
I don't know. I read it was a trashy magazine, TikTok kind of thing. They were
Yep.
producers are actively having conversations. They're emergency meetings about what are they gonna do about Sierra, because she obviously doesn't know any of this, but also they want to do what's right for the show. Because I do think, especially since they do have he's not American, not an Asian.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
you shouldn't do
show.
that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure, especially if anyone else heard that she said that, maybe they would feel uncomfortable. I would hope they would.
I would hope everyone would go, yo, what?
Yeah.
Also, because she's friends with, her friend group is 2 black girls, yes?
Yes.
Like, they're kind of the trio?
They're kind of the trio. They've, like, really, I feel like after Casa, they definitely, their friendship kind of became, like, that way even more. I feel like they think they're better than
That's what I've seen
else.
a lot of. And also, I've seen a lot of people clipping Sierra because her lip filler migrated.
The duck lips.
Okay, but it's bad. I had a whole Botox conversation this
Yeah.
last episode. I just think it's so sad. Like, your face is probably fine. Your face is probably fine. And that's how I feel about Loki, though. I don't know if you saw Vanna's TikTok. Vanna is one of the girls who she got, like, she was a Casa Amor girl, right?
She was a Casa Amor girl, and she got booked.
She got a lot of slack, though, because she has a lot of filler. However, she posted a photo of her, like, when she was really young, and captioned it, it was on her TikTok, it was, like, just one of the photo posts, and I captioned it, me after my first lip filler appointment. It was, like, her as, like, a toddler, and it was so funny.
Wait, that's actually funny.
And the
So
caption was, like,
speaking-
thanks, Mom, or something.
Oh my god.
So I appreciate her being, like, whatever, I like myself the way this is. Like, this is what I'm going for.
100%.
Yeah, so, like,
And
whatever.
it did blow my mind that she was our age, though.
Oh, I also, do you think that 21-year-olds should ever be allowed to do a show like this?
I think, do you know the guy TJ on the show?
He's 22, yeah?
He's like 22, 23. So
I
he's
think
young.
you should be 25.
Well, yeah, because you're also, like, gonna be dating people who are, like, 25. They could be up to 27, 28.
Yeah, I think it really should be minimum age should be 25.
Yeah.
So I think that should be the case with all dating shows.
Most of them are, like, 24, 25, I think.
Yeah, it just feels weird to throw like a 21-year-old in there.
Yeah, because I think Iris is 24, 25, and then TJ's younger.
And Iris is the one who Jeremiah liked, which caused Hudda to...
Okay, so
Crash it.
here's
Okay.
my theory on that. So, I feel like definitely Jeremiah picked Iris to get out of the Hudda situation. But how that all started was just, like, so much time and energy people put so much time and energy into situations that did not involve them. That truly did not involve them. Like, Ace puts his bum ass wherever he wants. 'Cause he
Ace
thinks he
seems
has
to be
the
involved
authority.
with everybody's issue. He
I have
annoys
5
me.
points about the last episode about Ace that pissed me the fuck off.
Okay, and so where we are right now in the timeline of Love Island, the You've Got Mail
Yes,
challenge
I
is
can go
happening.
through everyone on my
Yeah,
points.
because I have thoughts. From my outsider not viewing perspective,
Yes.
I really like Amaya. I really like Hudda. And I like Chris. And that is the extent of the people I've seen clips of that I like. And that is, earnestly, that is it.
Yeah, that's
I
really fair.
Don't like, from everything that I've seen, also, like, there's, movie night's a thing that people keep talking about.
Movie night's gonna happen at some point.
Is it tonight?
I don't think it's gonna be tonight, but I hope it's soon because people's true colors need to be shown.
Yeah, because that's the episode where it's going to be, look how backhanded all of you are, yes?
Exactly, yeah. And that it really just, some people are just basically lying to each other. I don't know.
Which just feels, it feels really bad. Well, because I know last year the thing was like Leah, yeah?
I don't know.
She
It
was
could
like
go
the
either
girl
way.
that has the moment, it's my favorite clip from any reality TV show ever, where she's amid talking to, like, she was going out with the dude with the overalls.
Oh, Rob.
Rob. And she's talking to Rob, and halfway through saying something, she stops, she looks like this for a second, and she goes, wait, actually, you don't care about me at all. And it's so funny, because I've never seen, like, a light dawns on Marblehead moment happen in reality TV of, like, oh, wait, why am I doing this? I need to take a minute. And it was so funny, because it's also so relatable. I do that a lot mid-convo.
Have you seen the season 6 Serena? I don't remember what happened at this point, but it was like she plucked her nose and she's like, what's that smell? It smells like bitch.
I feel like what I've seen from season 6 was everyone had, like, more iconic moments, but they were more natural.
And that's what Olandria, Shelley, and Sierra are trying to be. They're trying to be the 3 girls that called themselves PPG from last
Yes.
season. But they're clearly not standing with sisterhood.
Well, because they're mean.
They are mean.
And they're backhanded, from what I've
True.
seen. Because my thing is with Shelly.
Yes.
From what I've seen, and I will go on for what I've seen for a second. I've seen that Shelly is with Ace, but they're not a closed-off couple.
Yeah.
And that Huda saved Chris partially because she was interested, but also because Shelly was still kind of exploring a connection there.
Okay, so yes, but
Fact
what
check me.
flipped 180 for me was that I think she's just so purely indecisive about Chris and Ace that she's kind of projecting her anger onto Huda. So, like
Therapy.
the heart the heart rate challenge, I do think Huda went too far, but after that happened, Huda took full accountability.
Oh, and
she
she's...
wanted to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
But Shelly said, no, I don't want to talk to you.
But also, didn't
So-
Shelly make out with the guy that Huda's seeing
Yes.
2 times?
She made out with him twice. And every time that, like, Chris, or especially Shelly, like, went to him, she was clapping her hands. Like,
Yes.
She wasn't like, get off, whatever. She was just, like having a good time.
And it was such a... And I will say, from the perspective of somebody who really only sees these clips when they're, like, something happens, the difference between the Jeremiah bombshell tied to the pole incident and that was, like, it's lovely to see somebody become more comfortable and grow.
Yeah.
And that's why I got also, like, mad about this. Because in my brain, and you can disagree with me on this, Huda doing, like, a lap dance, although a very, like, out there, to me it was almost not intimate because it was so showy.
That is true. That's fair. I think that's a fair point.
Whereas, like, to make out with somebody.
Yeah. Like
Twice.
in private too. Sometimes that's different. But this was for show. But Shelly did.
They made out with, wanted a genuinely, like, intimate moment. And then, who raised Chris's heart rate the most?
I think it was Shelly. Yeah.
So it's like, it's such a crazy, like, lack of self-awareness from, in my perspective on Shelly, where she's, like, losing her mind over this, but you made out with this guy twice. And you just think that that's cool because, what, you had him first? No! And I think what Huda did was, like, sure, showy, flashy, whatever, but it was that. It was showy and flashy. She was just doing, look at what I can do with my body. It wasn't, look at what we could do with our bodies.
Yeah,
You know?
do think, and also I think the fact that Shelly was pushing it all on Huda and not, like, having Ace take any accountability in it was so... The double standards, they're just insane.
It's just gross.
And what was it? The part... So she wrote in, like, her mail, the stand-on business thing, she was, like... I think she was genuinely mad that Huda and Chris, like, made a connection, too.
Yes.
And she was, like, saying that, like, you're essentially a liar for saying that you brought Chris in for me when you clearly wanted him for yourself. And we literally saw, before they left Casa, Huda was telling Shelly...
Oh, yes,
yeah.
I've seen this clip!
I
want to explore this!
I want to explore Chris. I want to pursue this just so you know we might explore something. And she was like, okay, oh, cool girl, like, sounds good, whatever. But I think what she didn't expect is for Chris to pick Huda. And she's so used to guys freaking chasing her that, like, she thinks she's, like, she's insecure.
She didn't think about and maybe this is also, like, because she is a beautiful, all the women in the show, absolutely drop-dead stunning, gorgeous. Like, I'm never going to say that any of them aren't, because that'd be absurd. I think most people aren't used to being the not hottest person in every room to everybody. And so I'm sure that is, like, an overwhelming experience for a lot of people when it's the first time that they're in a room with other, like, everybody's beautiful. It's like a Miami club, you know what I mean?
No.
Where it's like, oh, I might not always be the center person. Because in my opinion, if you were to ask me, gun to my head, who's the prettiest person in the show, it's Maya. But they don't even agree with that. Isn't that, like, not the take from people within the show?
Yeah, no, the people within the show are just, like, stupid. But I feel like, back to Huda, I feel like she has also just grown so much because she's become a better communicator. she's communicated a lot better with Chris. Because Chris is very much like, he's very emotionally mature, but also I feel like if there's a problem, you need to communicate with him, and he will fix it. Because Shelley wasn't communicating that she had a problem, that he wasn't, like, pursuing her, so he wasn't going to do anything. But Huda, so there was a part, I don't know if you saw it, but, like, Chris brought breakfast for Shelley and Huda, and Huda was mad that, like, she only got 1 pancake, and Shelley got 2 pancakes and a flour. And I was like, you know what? I'd be low-key pissed, too.
Well, low-key, because also she's a gym girl. She needs to get her calories up.
Yeah,
You know what I
she
mean?
needs to get her protein in. What the fuck?
Like, come on. Well, were they protein pancakes?
I don't know, maybe.
Because wasn't that an issue that happened in a different episode with Jeremiah, where she went, no protein? Which I love that.
Was funny.
I think that that's awesome, and...
that was funny. But yeah, so, and then she communicated that with Chris. She was like, hey, I wasn't really happy about that, and he apologized, took responsibility, and they fixed it. And I think that made their connection stronger, and that's probably why, oh my gosh, now we feel like we have to get into, like, Alandria.
Okay, so this is where I kind of tap out. I'm very locked in on the Amaya-ness of it all, and the Huda. Like, they're my two that I, like, main, if you will. Like, they're the two that I follow the closest. I want to know, though. So now, I'm putting my listening ears on, and I'm locking in.
I feel like I could talk about this forever. But I literally put broke girl code because she claims she's such a girl's girl. So, basically what happened was, so Chris and Huda, they were forming a really good connection. And they basically, like, they kissed in Speakeasy, which is, like, fantastic. They're clearly, like, in a couple, making a connection. And Huda wanted to tell this to girls that she thought she could trust. She told it to, I think, definitely said Alandria, maybe Andrina or Maya, one of those. But, so she told them. And during Huda's, like, time to, like, stand on business, whatever, everyone starts attacking her, and then Alandria's like, okay, like, you're one to, like, kiss and tell, like, do you want to tell the class? Yeah, and Huda's like, what? And Alandria's like, do you want to tell everyone how, like, you and, Chris kissed? And she's like, what, I can't kiss the boy that I like? And she was like, that wasn't yours to tell. Chris looked pissed, and I was like, if Chris is pissed, like, he's like, that wasn't your secret to tell, like, that wasn't. And Alandria's like, you should have been honest with Shelley, whatever. And I was like, if you really wanted to, like, not break girl code, you could have told Shelley this in private, maybe. But also, like, I don't think you should have told anyone at all.
I don't think you should. One, I agree with that. Also, like, aren't they sleeping in the same bed together?
Yeah, they're in a couple.
Like, since when is the kissing the line? I found that to be so annoying, because also, she's the same girl who had Nick, right? That's the weird looking one's name. I don't want to be rude, but he looks like he'd be in. And she, like, I've seen the screenshot where she's, like, stealing his lip, right?
like biting his lip,
and that's the one that Sierra's seeing, yeah?
Yeah, but that's, like, they didn't see that. That's why I really want movie night to come, because I feel like they're going to show that kiss.
And because she was like, there was no spark there. And also, like, Sierra, and I'm going to say this now, Sierra saying to Alandria, right? That's how you say her name? Okay, great. Sierra saying to her, I'm so happy that you did that, and of all people, it was you. Girl, she kind of Gretchen Wieners. That was like a Gretchen Wieners thing to do, you know what I mean?
Funny.
To be like, I'm really happy of all people to kiss the guy I'm seeing that it's you. Like, oh, and then also Alandria's seeing, what's his name? Taylor? And he doesn't like her at all, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, let's all get off our high horses. And they're the first ones to be like, well, Huda crashed out, so she's crazy. And it's like, well, I think you guys are all actually a little bit insane.
No, truly. No, that's so fair, because I literally said for Nick, I was like, girl, you like Alandria. And he literally called her the prettiest girl in the world.
Yes. Which is, again, do you think going to be in movie night? And do you think Sierra is going to duck lip her way out? Or do you think she'll be like, well, of all people to say that about, I'm really glad it was you.
I don't think he's even said Sierra, like, in the prettiest girl in the world.
Oh, God.
I don't even think he's emulated that much, like, giddiness and affection. Because when he was with Alandria, he was super giddy. like, you know what? Now we can just make it. We can make Nicolandria happen, and then Sierra.
And my thing is, I know that a lot of people don't want her to get thrown out before movie night.
I know, they want her to see it.
And like,
I want her to see it too.
I want her to see it, but also, isn't it almost better for her to get kicked out because she did a terrible thing, aka say a slur, and then realize how hated she was, and also that nobody was a real friend to her there?
True.
Because, like, it's almost worse when it's not for TV, and she just has to realize that.
Yeah.
Like,
For
that's
real,
tough.
for real.
And that's the kind of, like, shame and punishment I wish upon somebody who does things like that.
I love that you have that thought out. How much time do we have? We have 30 minutes.
Okay, we're killing. We're killing. We're doing very well.
Who else do you want to know about?
Okay.
Because I have thoughts about everyone, but the Casa girls, like, I feel like sometimes they were just dealt, like, unfair hands a little bit.
Can you explain the Casa thing to me? Like, I know what it is, but, like, why do they get kicked off so fast?
Okay, so here's how it's supposed to work. Normally, so with Casa, it's like the boys or the girls, they go to Casa and they're sent away. Last year it was the boys. This year it's the girls. So normally what happens is, I believe that they separate, go to Casa. This year it was the girls. I don't think that they have couples on both ends. Really what Casa is supposed to do is to test your connection and see if you want to go back with your original connection or not. But what was different this year is that they, like, forced them to, like, couple up. So they, like...
Interesting.
They essentially, like... I think it was because they were listening to people and people were saying, like, we want to restart. This is bad as fuck. Like, and so they essentially made it clean and they restarted it. And I was so... When I first got those first looks of, like, the girls versus the boys, I was like, why are the boys, like, uglier than the girls? Like, I was pissed.
That's just day-to-day. That's a day-to-day issue that I have with the world.
Coco was gorgeous.
That's just an issue I have with life, I think, just outside of TV. The girls are always prettier than the boys. It's exhausting.
I just don't understand. But, yeah, so basically that's, like, how it's supposed to work. And then, I don't know. It's always the girls who are, like, more reserved. That's why Alondra got kicked off, because she wanted to say True Taylor.
Oh, and then she got brought back on to be with Nick, right? Wasn't that the thing?
Yes.
Wait, why didn't they stay together?
Because they didn't want to.
But then he's all on them. She's the prettiest girl in the world, and then Alandri's on whatever BS she's on about.
They had a conversation. She's getting really passionate about this.
I'm really mad.
Basically what happened is, like, after they had that, like, full-on makeout session, whatever, they came back the next day and they were like, we just want to be friends. And then...
Oh, they both are just avoidance.
Yeah, Olandria was just like, I still want to, like, explore Taylor or whatever. And then...
Who doesn't like her, mind you.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I knew it. Once Sierra came back into the villa, like, everyone knew she was going to pick Nick. Because they pulled that... I did feel bad for her at that point because they, like, held it out for so long. They made her think that he was voted off and sent home. But then he came back with Alandria. And, like, everyone was happy, all the girls and stuff. But... yeah.
Mind you, Nick looks like he crawled out of the seventh circle of hell.
He crawled out of the seventh circle.
And I'm not saying that because I'm not like the prettiest human being in the world. You know what I mean? But like that man is
like
not
ugly pretty.
I think he might just be a little weird looking.
He's just a white boy.
Yeah, and you know what? And maybe that's always just disappointing to me. Maybe because here's the thing about the white dudes on the show consistently. They constantly think they're the hottest ones there, and they rarely ever are. Like, that was the issue with Rob last season, too. He thought he was the hottest one on there. Like, no, dude, you look like a Ken doll in, like, a not good way.
I look like a Ken doll. That's funny.
But, like, he did. He just looked like generic, like, if I were to go onto The Sims and make white dude number one.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about your face. And that's how I feel with Nick, too. It's like you're uninteresting looking.
Nick's an uninteresting ball. He's like, yeah, he really wants something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my other thoughts, I feel like we should end on Amaya because we love Amaya.
Yes, well, also, I wanted to talk about Brian.
Yes.
Who is Brian currently coupled with?
Brian's coupled up with Andrina, who I have thoughts about.
Okay, because I don't even know who that is.
Andrina,
so
she was the last bombshell.
Was she like the absurdly hot
She
one?
was the absurdly hot one.
Okay, yes.
I think she's maybe.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Hispanic. She's gorgeous. But what I don't really like is, so after the heart rate challenge, Huda pulled Amaya and Andrina wanted to talk. Shelly pulled essentially the rest of them. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But had Iris, Alandria, and Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
So Huda was just saying, like, you know what, I feel really bad, but I've been telling myself, like, it's just a challenge. She was, like, basically venting and, like, trying to share her feelings. Andrina, afterward, goes to fucking, like, Shelly and the rest of them, and just, like, she's like, yeah, Huda just pulled me for a chat, and basically twisted her words, like, just saying that, like, you know, she was just saying, like, it's just a challenge, but, like, that wasn't just the context of what she was speaking about. She was basically saying, like, it's a challenge, but she also felt bad.
Yes.
So, like, she was taking accountability, but also, like, she just had responsibility. But it wasn't Andrina's place to go and...
Well, do you think... And now, like, we've both been in high school and seen women dynamics. Do you think it was one of those instances where she feels that it's safer to be friends with those girls because they're... And that's tough. Because, like, I don't like her doing it, but those 3 girls are bullies, and that's, like, how woman world bullying ends up playing out.
Yeah.
Is that, like, a group will out-group specific individuals, and if you then are perceived to be friends with those individuals, you will too be ostracized.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that's a really... I feel bad for her in a way, because it's a really, really shitty thing to do. But then also, like, in her brain, she was like, this is how they're gonna... They'll accept me. I won't get ostracized.
She's just also, like, boring, though. She tries to wrap herself, injects herself into drama that, like, clearly doesn't involve her. So, did you know that she was... So, Brian and Andrina, they're kind of drifting apart, whatever. Brian's more realizing that, like, they don't really, like, just have anything to talk about. Like, she's very beautiful, but it's more like a physical attraction. So he tries talking to, like, one of the costume girls.
Yes.
He's trying. I think he'd be great with Maya.
That's what I've seen, because he was the only one to defend her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so, I guess, what time is it? What time do we have on the clock before we get into this? Because I want to give this, like, a good...
26 minutes.
Okay,
so I'll just finish a little bit on Brian and Andrina. I'll continue.
Yeah. Oh, and then actually, before we go, I have questions about Hannah.
Oh, yes, because... Okay, so Andrina tried to pursue Pepe.
Who was, like, locked in on Hannah, right?
Locked in on Hannah, but also is now with Grayson because Hannah got voted off.
Mm-hmm.
Grayson's Hannah 2.0. They look exactly the same.
Why did Hannah get voted off?
Because the girls voted off. The mean girls. This was their justification for voting her off.
Okay.
You guys, like, this was Sierra's point. She was like, you guys have the strongest connection. Like, I mean, you guys had a really strong connection, but, like, we feel like she explored really good 2 connections, and, like, these other 2 girls, Iris and Amaya, that were left before, like, Hannah got voted off, didn't really get the chance to. So I think it's only fair that, like, Hannah goes. And I was like, that's not how the show...
It's your connection is, like, the thing that you can make the money from, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so they just felt threatened by her?
I think, yeah. Sierra, I think, the theory is that she felt threatened by Hannah because, like, they had such a strong connection. And she's against, like, voting people off who have, like, stronger connections than she thinks hers is because she wants to
win. Yep.
But,
so they played a game. Yeah. Well, that really sucks because, number one, Pepe is, like, pretty much by a mile, I would say, the best looking man on the show.
He is. He's very... I call him...
We have a professor that likes him. I don't know if you saw her story.
Who?
I'm going to bleep the name, but Professor Noriega posted something being like, it's time for Pepe to come home.
It is Pepe's time to go home, though.
What sucks, because he had his connection and voted her off.
And now he's like, he doesn't know what to do, and then I feel bad for Grayson, the girl that he's coupled up with, because she's like, I feel, like, annoyed. They're not talking to each other. And he rejected Andrina, which I thought was the best moment, because she was like, I got friend-zoned. Like...
Again, these people are too hot for their own good.
Like,
maybe this show has, like, a secret third reason for existing, which is, like, forcing hot people to reckon with the fact that can't be your only personality trait.
Yeah, 100%. Because I will say Andrina just seems shallow. Actually, you know what? My boyfriend, who thought that she was like very hot, he was like, I can tell like she probably just seems like boring and like.
Sometimes
kind
you're
of
too
shallow.
hot for your own good.
Yeah.
If
like,
you exceed a level of attraction where you never had to make a personality, that was bad for you. That's so dangerous because then you have nothing.
She has no depth. She really, like, in the conversation, she has no depth to her conversations.
Ugh.
Like, it is just very, like, topical. So I feel like vote her off, too.
Let's get them all out. Let's
Yeah.
restart. I like the idea of
Yeah.
restarting. Keep, like, a few.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, that sucks, too, that the girls teamed up to vote off a girl. Like, that should be, producers should have to step in.
I feel like how much, like, can they step in, though, if they want the game to, like, play out?
I guess. It's just, that's, like, you're working with masterminds, low-key, of the art of being an asshole. Because being a girl asshole is a skill.
It's hard.
It is really like it's a certain amount of finesse and manipulation because you can never be outright with it, and you have to do it super covertly.
Yeah, I just have to add, like, Sierra's just giving, like, I remember we were talking about those, like, the people that start their own, like, self-help, like, podcast. She's giving, like, one of those people, like, after she gets off the show, she's like, guys, I love that you guys are liking my advice. Like, maybe I should start my own podcast.
This is how to create the life you've always dreamed of.
And it's like, you got on Love Island, dude.
You
Shut
have-
up. Shut up.
Like, literally, if, like, I will not trust you unless you've had trauma in your goddamn life.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? And I will say, one thing I like about Huda in particular is her being a mother is a really fascinating thing for her to have to navigate.
It makes her interesting.
It makes her really interesting, and also it makes her... One thing I will say, like, from my perspective, again, of the limited clips I've seen, I think it's the rejection she experienced from Jeremiah that she did crash out over. It was so necessary in her development of gaining a sense of emotional maturity, because that's what's present with her and Chris.
Yeah.
Is that comfortability with herself and their connection to the point, and that's also like his making too, because he's really good and patient with her.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes it's so important to cope with the rejection and to do what you need to do. And I'm really glad. Jeremiah, did he get voted off or did he choose to leave?
No, the guys chose to have him leave because they didn't like how he was playing the game.
Okay, and I think that's fair,
Whatever.
because he low-key was being pretty evil.
Jeremiah?
Well, isn't the whole thing that he was a love bomber?
Yeah, but that was Ace's plot. Ace had something against Jeremiah.
Well, I've heard that Ace is into Huda low-key.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. But, like, they never got a chance to
Plotting on a
explore
shorty. Plotting on a
that.
shorty.
I hate Ace.
Yeah, he seems insufferable.
I feel like Jeremiah, genuinely, though, he was a good guy.
His TikToks are funny.
There was very toxic elements to the relationship between the two of them, and he did add to that. But I think it was best, just to...
And then my other point, before we get into the Amaya stuff, and this will lead into it.
Yeah.
Vanna said, specifically, on like a podcast she did recently since coming off the show, that the only two girls that were nice to her were Huda and Amaya. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
It's from my safe box because I'm playing Peacock.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean
No,
to.
I'm gonna cut this out. Don't you worry. My
Oh,
mom
I didn't know
can't know.
I didn't know that you needed that.
Oh, no, it's just the box itself. When you flip it open, it comes with, like, a wrapping around the cigarettes so that way they don't get, like, dented or anything when they're in the store. And so you, like, circumcise them.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna
cut that.
restart.
Okay, so on a podcast, Vanna said that the only two girls that were even remotely kind or welcoming to her were Huda and Amaya.
That makes sense.
It makes sense because they're earnestly, to me, also the two people that aren't, like, plotting. They're earnestly trying to be in there looking for love.
Yes.
And I think, well, because my one thing I'm going to ask, and predict this now, and if we get this right, do you think if Sierra, Alandria, or Shelly were to win, do you think they're splitting the $50K, or do you think they're asking for the 100?
I don't know. They might split it.
I don't think any of them would.
You don't think any of them would?
I don't think a single, because that's what they're plotting to me.
Yeah, okay.
Is to put themselves in that, and I think that's why Shelley really tweaked, because when she realized that, like, if Ace is doing that, I'm gonna get mad at Huda, because maybe that's gonna make it look like I'm really into Ace, because that looks like my only option left to get the connection of get me in the place to win.
Yeah, Chris is not going to go for...
Yeah, because I think Chris is tapped out of it. I think also Shelley recognized that. And I wouldn't even say it's... I think she's plotting. I think she needs to win. I think she's sat behind some evil big chair with a desk with a massive cat that she's stroking, top to bottom.
Stroking. Be so for real.
And I think she's like, I want this money. And to be fair, that's probably how I play it too, because it's $100,000. I too would screw over some poor guy for $100,000. I do it for free.
I do it for free.
I do it for free.
That's so true.
So, like, I think maybe that was also her, like, having to unravel, like, oh, crap, like, I might have played too much, and now I could lose this money forever. Yeah. Oh, my God, what do? I'm going to get mad at Huda, because being mad at a woman always goes super well for women on the internet.
Bruh.
It doesn't.
They really don't know what we be thinking.
No, it's also, like, I think it's awesome that they don't have social media. I think it's so fun. I can't wait. Because that's what, like, when everybody comes back, they, like, crash out, right?
I think they're, like, that's why they put, I know you don't, like, actually watch the episodes, but, like, did you see that they put the show, like, in between, like, before commercial break, they put Love Island, like, doesn't condemn hate?
Well, because they've had several former contestants kill themselves, yeah.
So I hope, like,
that's
I don't know, I just hope people see their true colors when they, but let's
not be hateful.
Yeah.
Let's not pull the hate. Because also, like, and that's the other thing, the undercurrent of all of this is, number one, there is editing to make these people look worse, always.
Yeah.
They want you to hate people. That's good for the narratives. And then, two, also, it really doesn't matter. We don't need to actually hate people for how they acted on a TV show. And if we do, we should probably start hating the Kardashians. That's a whole other conversation. Okay, but now it is time.
We have like 15 minutes to talk about
Amaya,
that whole situation with her. So you know.
Yes.
What happened.
Well, okay. Can I give you my rundown and then you give me notes on what I'm wrong about? So, I don't know who she's been coupled up with.
Zach.
And
the Asian guy with the...
Oh, yeah, who's an asshole. Okay, so basically, from what I got, is that, like, 3 separate dudes that have at some point been talking to her in the villa, all at one point were like, you're way too much, you are asking too much romantically up front, and it's just overwhelming, and they, like, kept going after her while she was crying. That's what I witnessed with my eyes from what I've seen. And my thoughts on that are, if I looked like her, I would too expect you to be head over heels for me immediately.
I think she just is... And you know what? I think the way she's just so passionate about other people, like you can clearly see that she cares, it comes off as like, the whole thing with society, like, whoa, that's too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ace saying she wears her heart on her sleeve, I just think she's a sensitive gangster, as she likes to say. She's very sensitive, and I think, like, no guy there just really respects it, which is just, like, so upsetting. And, like, so Austin was trying, so she got her stacked cards. Chris started off really funny, saying, like, your snores wake me up in the middle of the night, haha.
Funny.
Keeping it light, funny. She's like, I'm sorry, haha, whatever. And then she gets to the next one, this is anonymous, saying that, like, she cries too much, she's too emotional, and also that she moves too fast. And, she's basically saying, she's like, well, if I'm not your cup of tea, then, like, I'm not your cup of tea.
That's fine.
She's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it if I'm a sensitive gangster. And then Nick
She's
goes,
so
sensitive gangster.
She's so cute.
She does start crying when she reads this. And I was like, I would start crying too.
Dude, oh my god, in front of a peer, in front of a jury of your peers?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Because number one, I too am like her in the way that, like, if I'm liking somebody, I'm gonna cosplay being in a relationship with you for a little bit.
Literally.
Like, okay, fine, let's try it out. Let's see how this feels.
The freak.
Oh my god. And also, and you have to consider, these are a bunch of men telling a woman that the traits about you that are, like, feminine are too much. I'm sorry, any guy that tells a woman she cries too much should genuinely go to hell, because why is she crying? Why? Why? Oh, maybe you just don't like actually feeling a sense of guilt for the fact that you're kind of an asshole.
And the thing is, like, so the guy that said this is Austin.
Mhm.
That was the second guy that she was coupled up with after Ace. She was coupled up with Ace and then Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Austin was the one to kind of make her feel like that she was okay, like she was acceptable for who she was. But basically, he just in the end, like, he didn't communicate that, like, he wasn't interested in her anymore. He felt like it was too much. Amaya was like asking him, okay, am I like overstepping your boundaries? What boundaries do I need to set, like, to keep this going? He basically said, oh, nothing, but was lying. He was telling the guys that, like, he was like, oh, the babe is like too much, like it's just like a lot. Why aren't
also,
you?
what's the word?
Yeah.
What is it with the fear? And this, I think your point that you made at the beginning was that you think that this is very representative of, like, a cultural shift in dating. The nonchalant era of dating needs to go the hell away.
Exactly.
Because it's like, babe is not this overwhelming word. I call my friends babe all the time.
100%.
Like, some people just use it as a term of general endearment. It isn't like, oh my god, like, babe's your line. It's not like she's looking at you going, hey, hubby. It's babe. Relax. Like, actually, like, take it down a notch. Oh my god, you want to be Mr. Nonchalant so bad. I used to call my ex-boyfriend Mr. Baby Pookie Baby Bear. Like, quite frequently. Hit me.
Girl,
Okay, I'm sorry. That was so funny. But, no, but, like, we need to, the nonchalant dating era needs to go the hell away. This is how I feel. I'm on Hinge. Hinge is where dreams go to die. This is where dreams go to die.
Yeah.
Because all the prompts are dudes being like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be a dude for a second. And it's the same stuff that they do on this show. It's, I swear to you, what am I looking for? You.
Ew, that's disgusting.
6'2", if that matters.
That's really
Number one, you're not 6'2", and it doesn't matter, but it matters to me because I know that you're lying. And I care much more about insecurity than I do about height.
Fucking Ace.
But no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's, from what I've seen, all of the men specifically are so much more emotionally immature than the women. And so it's leaving the women to play mental games with each other. Because they're bored, I think. I think they're bored of how lame these dudes are.
They are lame. They're lame as fuck.
And they're all immature,
And the
except
fact
for
that they
Brian,
all-
it seems, and Chris.
Yeah,
I like
those
those.
were the only two that really, like, saved it for me. Because, like, also, like, Nick, like, he had that moment with Huda. Like, he pulled Huda for a chat just to talk about things after, like, all the shit that was going down with, like, Shelly. And, like, she basically, like, explained, and they hugged, and, like, Nick didn't defend her when she was, like, getting all ganged up.
Yeah,
but
didn't he, like, low-key also dogpile on her?
Yeah, he did.
Ugh. And that's why, like, number one, Nick is a catty, two-faced girl.
Two-faced girl.
No, he is. He's playing their game. He's
Yeah, and
he's
he likes
watching
to
how they
win,
play, and he's playing their game, and that he's up on something that I can't even understand. But it's just like the whole thing reeks of like people that are genuinely afraid to make connections, so they're just pretending. You know what I mean? They're just like living in this fantasy realm.
Yeah, and Amaya's trying. I just, that ganging up, because it was Austin that spoke first, and then Ace, who talked about the babe thing. So he's the one who was like, babe, that was too much, and then, like, and then Brian.
Yeah, and Brian's like, okay, everybody, relax. It's a general term of endearment. Also, it's like a cultural thing sometimes too.
Yeah. And then the guy that she was currently coupled up with, Zach, said, like, sometimes I have to take a step back because you're too much. And then Amaya got
To
really
say
upset.
that in front of a crowd
And
of
they
people.
just had a private conversation where Amaya was like, okay, tell me what's going on, what's wrong. She was literally saying, like, why didn't you communicate with that with me when I was, like, literally just with you, and now you want to talk it in front of everyone else? Like, Zach is clearly just there to make friends. Like, he's not trying to look for a connection. He didn't try to really explore that connection with Amaya, and it's just disappointing.
It's just frustrating, too, that people feel more comfortable doing that to a person in a public setting than they are able to have a one-on-one confrontation.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I mean? Like, and also the poor girl was already crying. maybe not the time.
Yeah.
Maybe time and place. Maybe understand setting it up.
Yeah.
Read the room. Read the villa. Read the villa.
Read the villa.
Read the villa. Because, like, and then for poor Brian to be the only person. And also, like, I know that Chris also said something, and that Huda was also, like, they were kind of, like, all right. It was kind of a... Like, didn't Huda make a comment being, like, about Amaya being like, well, it's not that really, like, it's not that deep. Like, to the guys that were dogpiling her? Or was that a clip that I saw edited together?
No, it was like when she started crying, about the crying part, she was like, don't cry, you look so beautiful. Like,
Oh,
she
she
didn't
tried.
say anything.
Yeah. Well, no, because that's why, because I know that there's also some, like, beef there somehow, too, right?
With Huda and Amaya?
I thought, because didn't, like, Huda call Amaya, like, a bitch? But it
That
was, like, early. It was
that
early.
That was, like, when she first entered the villa.
Okay.
I think Huda, like, definitely is, like,
Grown from there, yeah.
grown from there
Okay.
and stuff. I think they've grown a lot closer, because
Mhm.
I think they're, like, each other's go-to. Because, like, there was at one point, like, it was after the heart rate challenge.
Was this the toasty situation?
Yes, and Huda was eating alone.
She was
And-
crying and eating her grilled cheese. And
And yeah, and Alandria, like, said, like, well, like, that situation, like, you're kind of a terrible person. And, like, Maya came back and she, like...
Yeah. Because also, the way Alandra did that, she was like, yeah. She, like, got up mid-comment. It was like, the girl's crying. Read the villa.
I feel like if it was, like, Shelly or Sierra, she would have been like, oh, like, are you okay?
No, it just drives me up a wall because if I was in
So
there,
upset.
this is why I can't do a dating show because I would bring
You bring the realness that they weren't ready.
no. I would bring brass knuckles.
You start punching people
Because, like, oh my
left
god,
and
what?
right.
We're not all gonna act like this. Some of them need to get hit a little bit. Like Huda Loki, like, you're ripped, you're a gym girl. Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
She's also a sensitive gangster.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, and that's the thing is, it's also like to me, Amaya. The thing I like, she's repeated outfits.
Yes, I haven't. I
She's
couldn't
repeated
tell.
outfits, and all I have to say about that is that's a girl who came here not to be an influencer and who came here to actually find love. Oh, and I didn't get to talk about my favorite comment ever made by somebody on Love Island ever from what I've seen. Hello, Chris. I could be overseas playing ball.
Oh yes, that was so
That was so
good.
fire, dude.
See, literally, also, I feel like that, like, then you look at Ace, you're like,
You couldn't be overseas
yeah,
playing
you
ball.
couldn't be overseas. You're on TikTok live teaching TikTok dances. That's what he says he's a dancer, but like I found like clips I'll have to show you. Like of him,
Hype House wannabe.
it was literally,
Oh
and
my God,
it was so
cornball.
funny. Wait, I should find it. It's
No,
really
please do.
funny.
How much do we have on timer?
We have like 5 minutes.
Okay, honestly, I think we went a little bit over
Yeah.
because we talked for
I'll
so.
cancel it.
Yeah. Okay. So those were our thoughts. Oh wait, before we go, we'll do one final thing. Great song. It's mean and a liar.
It was
and
a
pathetic.
Love Island TikTok. I was gonna show you the clip.
I'm gonna get copyright strike. I'm kidding. I'm not. Unless I don't know. It's a 1 second. No, it's a
Not gonna-
5-second clip.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get copyrighted.
Okay.
Okay. So your predictions. Do you think Brian and Amaya try something?
I hope so.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I hope so. I feel like they'd be so great. I feel like they need America's input a little bit more, other than just like the voting off. They should allow us to
Force a date.
like force a date, or like write like who's a couple that you haven't seen together that you want to see together again, like something like that, because something to make it different. I'm trying.
I think a date, like they should do like once a week, like a voted on date between two people.
It's true, they barely do dates in there, and I think that's not helpful.
No, it's not, because also like that's where you're gonna also from the standpoint of like making a show.
That's how you're gonna get to know people best.
Yeah,
and you're not
yeah.
gonna see other people's opinions influence your own actions.
Yes, and then the good thing is you get to watch the crash outs too. You get cameras on the date, and you get cameras on whoever's like upset about it. Yeah, that's clip farming, dude. Come on, Love Island. Yeah, and I talk so much.
I'm gonna be screaming at my TV tonight if they don't start making some decisions though,
I can't believe
because
people pay for Peacock.
Oh, I don't pay for Peacock. My roommate or one of my roommates has it, so that's how I've been accessing it. When I move to my new house, I can't guarantee that I'll get it, but I'll figure out a way.
That's so sad. No, you could just. Or I feel like Peacock can't be up on
There's
like
a student
Netflix.
discount though. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
also
good.
had it for free and I didn't take advantage of it.
Oh.
When I was interning with them, I had it for free and I never downloaded it.
Oh, you should.
I should have, and I don't know why. You know,
Because do you think
coulda,
you
shoulda,
could've-
woulda, coulda.
Coulda. I think they all need to go home. Except for
Yeah.
Maya. Give Maya the money and
Let them all go. Yeah, I think it would be more fun to like have America vote out bottom 4
yeah, it's unfortunate.
and do like a mass vote off. 'Cause that could be interesting.
I do the app. There might be more voting tonight. Don't worry, I'll be on it.
I might just start like.
You should start voting.
I'm just gonna start voting. I don't know what's really going on, but it'd be funny.
Yeah, I feel like you have enough though to the point
Yeah, I
where
feel like I'm up on game.
they always post the highlights like on TikTok and whatever.
Mhm.
So like, and you get like a couple hours after the episode airs, so you could always just look through the highlights an hour
And then,
after
yeah.
it airs, and then you could
Make an
vote.
informed vote.
Yeah.
This is do your civic duty
Do your civic duty
and vote
Vote.
for Love Island. All right, and I'm
For
happy. I
real.
feel like we covered it.
Yes.
The predictions have been made. Sierra, I hope Sierra. My final thought is, you shouldn't be able to say the C slur and get away with it. And I hope they get rid of Sierra. I don't care about the drama.
Yeah, as an Asian person who doesn't get that comment a lot because I don't look Asian, my mom gets it, so don't do it.
Don't do it, and if you do it, don't go on reality TV.
Don't go on reality
It's just fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah, if you do it, like, you should have a platform.
Yeah, you should never ever show your face in public again.
Yeah.
Become a shiesty warrior. That did not sound good. Did you hear that clanky noise?
In that car?
Yeah.
I don't listen to cars that well.
Something sounded bad. Anyways, thank you for watching Guest List. And then I'll tag you in the description. You'll be tagged all over the place. It'll be lit. And we're good. This is it. I'll do my next top of the hour for the next episode. I'll be like, predictions came true or not. It'll be a fun segment. I might have you call in. I might call you and just be like,
Sure, I'll be on the phone.
Yay! Okay. Thank you.
Of
And we're good.
course.
Have a good day.
Bye.